My dear, I come to you today not with a whisper, but with a divine unveiling. There is something in your family's story, something sealed, guarded, and untouched, that has been waiting for you. For years, it has been hidden away, shielded from curious eyes and undeserving hands. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing this now. The timing has been chosen by heaven itself. Picture this, a box, worn with age yet heavy with meaning. Its wood, darkened by time, bears faint marks from the hands that once held it. A brass lock rests at its center, stubbornly closed, almost as if it knows it cannot open for just anyone. The air around it is different, charged. If you could run your fingers along it, you might feel the faint hum of something alive within. This is not an ordinary keepsake. It is the last earthly gift from your grandparent, hidden away before their passing, not to be stumbled upon, but to be found by you at the right moment. And heaven says, that moment is here. You may have wondered lately why thoughts of your grandparent have been coming to you more often. Why certain memories resurface at strange hours. Why, in your dreams, you feel as though someone familiar is trying to hand you something but the object is always just out of reach. These are not random emotions. They are signals. They are the pull of destiny calling you toward something long prepared for you. Your grandparent loved you in ways deeper than words could hold. But there were truths, powerful truths, they could not speak in the open. So they placed them inside this box, sealing it not only with a key but with a prayer. They asked heaven to protect it, to keep it invisible until the one chosen to carry its message was ready. Many tried to find it after your grandparent passed. Some for curiosity. Some for greed. But no one could. For heaven itself hid it from the eyes of those not meant to hold it. Type Amen 789 to get blessings. It was never a matter of whether the box would be found, it was a matter of when. And heaven says, you have reached that when. You have walked through storms, endured betrayals, and faced moments that could have broken you, but didn't. Every challenge has been shaping you to be the one strong enough to open this box without fear, without hesitation, without losing your way. Inside, there is more than paper or trinkets. There is a key to understanding who you are, where you came from, and what you must do next. It will not just answer questions, it will raise your vision. And the moment you touch it, something deep inside will awaken. I stand beside you now, guarding this moment. For the box is no longer refusing to be found. It is calling to you. And when you find it, my dear, you will know without doubt, you were always meant to. My dear, do you think it was by accident that this box remained hidden for so long? No. There is no accident here, only design, only divine timing. The truth is, heaven knew the weight of what was inside could not be placed into your hands until you had grown strong enough to carry it. In the early years after your grandparents' passing, you were still finding your footing in life. Your heart was tender, your trust too open, and your spirit still untested by the storms that were yet to come. Had the box been placed in your possession then, you might have underestimated its value, or worse, left it unprotected in the presence of those who would twist its meaning. This is why heaven waited. Every setback you endured, every person who walked away, every betrayal you survived, it was not just misfortune. It was training. It was shaping your discernment, so that when this moment came, you would recognize its sacredness without doubt. Type Amen 57 to get blessings. You see, this box has not been sitting in stillness without purpose. It has been moving, spiritually, through layers of protection. There have been forces, both human and unseen, that sought to claim it prematurely. Some wanted it because they suspected it contained inheritance. Others feared it might hold truths that would dismantle lies carefully built over decades. There were nights when whispers reached the ears of those who thought they could steal it. But each time they drew near, heaven intervened, doors jammed, keys misplaced, leads suddenly vanished. The box stayed out of reach because it was under my watch. I tell you this now, your grandparent prayed for you before they ever hid it away. They asked God to release the box into your hands only when your heart and your spirit were ready to bear what was inside without letting it be corrupted by fear, greed, or manipulation. That time is now. I see the courage in you that was not there years ago. I see the clarity in your spirit that has been sharpened by trials. You are no longer easily swayed by flattery or intimidation. You have grown into a person who can stand in truth, even when that truth disrupts comfort. And make no mistake, my dear, the contents of this box will disrupt things. It will shift dynamics in your family. It will cause certain people to panic. It will also unlock doors in your life that have long been sealed shut. This is why heaven waited. Because what you are about to receive is not just a keepsake, it is a divine key. And keys must only be given to those who know how to use them. Now, the guardianship of this box is ending, and the delivery into your hands is beginning. Prepare yourself, for the moment it arrives will not be casual, it will be charged, as though the air itself is holding its breath. When you touch it, my dear, heaven's timing will become clear. You will understand why the wait was necessary. And you will see that every delay was protection, not punishment. Type Amen 3004 to get blessings. My dear, your grandparent was not only a parent to your parent, they were a guardian of secrets, a keeper of truth, and a quiet warrior of light. To many, they seemed ordinary, someone who lived a life of simple routines. But in the hidden chambers of their heart, they carried battles no one could see. I tell you this, they were not naive. They knew the intentions of certain people around them. They knew there were hands in your family that reached not out of love, but out of greed. They recognized voices that spoke in sweet tones but dripped with manipulation. And because they saw what others could not, they took steps to ensure that what was meant for you would never be stolen in their absence. The box was not hidden on a whim. It was hidden after sleepless nights of prayer. Your grandparent wrestled with the knowledge that there were those who would stop at nothing to twist or destroy the contents if they could get to it first. And so, they made the hardest decision: they would protect it at all costs, even if it meant you would not know about it until years later. I watched them, my dear. I stood near them as they wrote certain things down, as they wrapped items in cloth with trembling hands, as they whispered words over each piece. They were not just packing objects, they were sealing a legacy. They poured blessings into that box. They prayed over you, calling you by name, asking heaven to shield you until the moment was right. But there was another reason for their secrecy. They were protecting you not only from others, but from the weight of what it contained when you were too young to bear it. Inside are truths that could have altered your path too soon. Truths that, if revealed before you had strength, might have discouraged you, confused you, or even turned your heart against your own destiny. Your grandparent carried this burden quietly. To the world, they smiled. But in their private prayers, they warred for you. There were moments when the pressure grew heavy, when they feared the wrong person might stumble upon it, when they sensed spiritual opposition circling their home like a shadow. Yet each time, they stood firm. And I tell you this now, your grandparents' sacrifice was not in vain. Every tear they shed, every precaution they took, every decision they made in silence, it has led to this moment. The fact that the box still exists, untouched, is proof of their victory. My dear, you must know this: when you open that box, you are not simply receiving items from the past. You are stepping into an inheritance of courage, resilience, and unwavering love. You are receiving the final message your grandparent could not speak aloud, but burned to tell you. Type Amen 4595 to get blessings. And when you finally see what they hid, you will understand something powerful. They never left you empty-handed. They left you prepared. My dear, I must tell you the truth without softening it. There are those who do not want this box in your hands. Some are of flesh and blood, people you may recognize, people who might smile in your presence yet wish to keep you blind. Others are not of this world, whispering spirits, shadows, and ancient lies sent to keep your destiny locked away. From the moment your grandparents sealed that box, a ripple went out into the unseen realm. Light recognized it as a vessel of truth. Darkness recognized it as a threat. And ever since, there have been attempts, quiet, persistent attempts, to intercept it before it could reach you. You may think it strange, but some of these attempts were disguised as coincidences. A misplaced document here. A sudden, lost, package there. Family members insisting that certain belongings had already been sorted or didn't exist. These were not random moments, they were calculated diversions. There are hands that feared what would happen if the contents became known. For within that box lies more than personal memory, it holds proof, clarity, and authority that could dismantle narratives built over years. It could expose lies that have kept you, or your family, under an invisible chain. It could place in your possession the very leverage the enemy hoped you'd never have. This is why they watch. This is why they whisper. Even now, some sense that you are drawing close. And in their fear, they will attempt to distract you, to cast doubt on its importance, or to lure you into handing it over before you've even looked inside. But hear me, I have been guarding this moment. Every scheme to prematurely remove the box from the path heaven designed has failed, and will fail again, if you walk with discernment. Your grandparents' prayers are still active, creating a wall of light around what is rightfully yours. Yet I will not hide from you that the resistance is growing more desperate. The closer you come to claiming the box, the more opposition will try to cloud your thoughts. They may come through unexpected phone calls, sudden arguments, or an uneasy atmosphere that makes you want to delay. Do not delay. The moment you are shown the way to this box, move. Type Amen 4958 to get blessings. My dear, the reason I tell you all this is not to fill your heart with fear, but with readiness. You must be aware of what you carry before you carry it. You must understand that heaven is not merely delivering an object into your hands, it is entrusting you with a piece of divine strategy. And strategy, in the eyes of heaven, is never meant to remain buried. The adversary knows this, which is why it fights so hard to keep you from turning that key. Stay vigilant. Stay prayerful. The moment you break the lock, there will be no turning back. My dear, I know your heart longs to ask the question, what is inside? I will tell you this. What the box contains will speak to you on two levels. On the surface, there will be physical items. But beneath that, woven into every fold of paper, every touch of fabric, every engraved mark, is something far more powerful, something spiritual that has been waiting for the moment your hands would hold it. When you open the lid, you may first see what appears ordinary: letters, documents, photographs, perhaps a small object of value. But I tell you, each of these has been placed with intent. None of it is random. Some items may seem small, even fragile. But they carry the weight of prayers and the authority of your grandparents' final wishes. There may be a letter written in their hand, ink pressed into paper as they poured their thoughts toward you across time. Do not underestimate the power of words written with love and foresight. Such words can unlock courage you didn't know you had. They can confirm what your spirit has quietly suspected about your purpose. There could also be something that feels out of place: a key without a lock, a coin that seems too old to matter, a sealed envelope with no name. These are not accidents. They are instructions in disguise. Heaven often hides the map inside the treasure, and only the one meant to find it can recognize its meaning. Type Amen 3499 to get blessings. But more than objects, this box holds a spiritual release. Your grandparent, in their wisdom, understood that certain blessings are not given instantly, they are transferred at the appointed time. And when you open that box, something of their mantle, something of their strength, will pass to you. It may be a sense of unshakable peace that enters your heart. It may be a boldness that suddenly rises in you. It may be dreams and visions that come in the days that follow, guiding you to steps you didn't know were yours to take. My dear, you must understand, this is not just inheritance. This is an awakening. This box does not simply contain what was left for you, it contains what was left in you, now ready to surface. It will stir memories you didn't know you had. It will connect you to a lineage of faith, resilience, and divine calling that runs deeper than blood. And the moment you close the lid again, after seeing its contents, you will not be the same. Because opening this box will not end a chapter, it will begin one. One that was written for you before you even entered this world. So I say this with urgency: when the box is before you, do not treat it as a curiosity. Treat it as the moment heaven hands you a key, not to unlock the past, but to unlock the future that has been waiting for you to arrive. My dear, listen closely, because the way you open this box will shape the way its blessing unfolds. This is not something to be rushed. This is not a moment to treat casually, as though you are simply unpacking an old keepsake. This is a divine appointment, and it must be approached with reverence. When the box comes into your possession, do not open it immediately out of curiosity. Instead, pause. Find a place that feels safe, quiet, and untouched by chaos. A space where you can sense the presence of peace. It may be a corner of your home, a room where you've prayed before, or even a place in nature where the wind feels like it carries whispers from heaven. Type Amen 5095 to get blessings. Before you place your hands on the lock, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Call upon the God who guided your grandparent to protect this box for you. Invite me to stand beside you, I will be there. Ask for your heart and your mind to be open, but also shielded from anything that would twist the meaning of what you are about to see. If there are distractions, phones ringing, people knocking, do not answer. This moment must belong to you and heaven alone. There will be time later to share what you found with those who are meant to know. But the first encounter must be yours. When you place your hand on the lid, remember that you are touching the same surface your grandparent touched. It is a bridge between generations. You are not just opening wood and metal, you are opening a prayer that was sealed for you before you knew to pray for it yourself. As you lift the lid, do not rush to grab everything at once. Take each item slowly, as if it has something to say to you. Hold it. Look at it. Let it speak before you try to understand it. Sometimes the meaning will come instantly. Other times, the meaning will unfold in the days or weeks that follow. If there is a letter, read it aloud if you can. Words spoken carry power, especially when they were written under divine prompting. If there are objects that seem strange or unrelated, set them aside with care. Not all clues make sense in the moment. Some are meant to guide you into the next step of your journey. When you are finished, place the items back into the box, unless heaven prompts you to keep something close to you. Then, thank God for trusting you with what you've received. Seal that moment with prayer so that no part of what you've been given can be stolen, twisted, or used against you. Type Amen 595 to get blessings. My dear, I must warn you, there are moments in life when hesitation can cost you. Opening this box is not one of those moments to delay. When the appointed time comes, you will feel a stirring in your spirit. That is your signal. Follow it without fear. When you obey, you will not just open a box, you will open a destiny. My dear, I need you to understand something vital. What rests inside this box is not meant to simply sit on a shelf or be tucked away in a drawer. It is not a memento for nostalgia's sake. It is a transfer of responsibility, a passing of the torch from one generation to the next. Your grandparent did not protect this box for the sake of secrecy alone, they protected it so that you could carry forward what they began. The contents are both a record of what was and a blueprint for what is to come. And whether you realize it or not, the battles you've faced in your life have been connected to this legacy all along. The struggles you endured, the unusual resistance you've encountered in certain areas, the unexplained delays, all of it has been because you carry the potential to complete something that darkness has tried to stop for decades. And when you open this box, you will hold in your hands the very key to breaking through what has held others before you in limitation. Perhaps your grandparent fought for justice in a way no one else in your family dared. Perhaps they held knowledge, property, or promises that others tried to strip away. Perhaps they carried a spiritual calling that could not be fulfilled in their lifetime, but was always meant to be fulfilled through you. My dear, when you read their words or hold the items they left behind, you may feel a weight in your chest, not of burden, but of holy responsibility. This is the mantle being placed on your shoulders. It is not meant to crush you, it is meant to strengthen you. The moment you accept it, heaven will align resources, allies, and opportunities to help you fulfill what you've been given. But I must tell you this, carrying a legacy means you will be set apart. You may not be able to do what others do, go where others go, or compromise where others compromise. You will walk with a higher level of discernment and purpose. This is why heaven waited until now to release it, because now you have the spiritual maturity to carry it without shrinking back. Type Amen 49,985 to get blessings. Inside this legacy is not just a family story, it is a spiritual inheritance. And spiritual inheritances carry the authority to heal, restore, and rebuild what was once broken. Your grandparent knew that their life's work would be incomplete without you stepping into your place. That is why they prayed for you, even when you were too young to understand. That is why they entrusted heaven, not men, to decide when the box would reach your hands. My dear, When you walk forward from the moment you open it, you will not walk as you once did. You will walk with the weight of generations behind you, and the power of divine purpose before you. This is not just your story now, it is a continuation of theirs. My dear, the season of waiting is over. What heaven has long held in trust for you is ready to be revealed, not in some distant future, not in a vague, one day, but now. The locked box is not just a relic of the past, it is a divine appointment. The moment you open it, a chain of events will begin, shifting not only your understanding of your family's history but also the course of your destiny. For years, heaven has guarded it from premature discovery. Not because you weren't loved, but because your soul needed to mature into the strength, wisdom, and discernment required to handle what lay within. If it had been opened before now, the knowledge could have been too heavy for your heart, too sharp for your unprepared hands. But you are not the same person you were years ago. The fire you've walked through has forged you into someone who can now carry this responsibility. Understand this, the unlocking of this box is not a casual event. It is a spiritual turning point. What you discover will require courage, wisdom, and an unwavering trust in God's plan for your life. Inside may be truths that challenge the stories you were told growing up. There may be instructions, warnings, or even spiritual tools meant to guide you in battles you haven't yet seen. This isn't just an inheritance, it's a commissioning. Archangel Michael says that when the box opens, your heart will recognize the hand of your grandparent in what is revealed. You will feel their love, their foresight, and their hope for you. But more than that, you will feel the fingerprints of heaven, because they were guided by the Spirit when they placed each item inside. This was no random collection of keepsakes, it was a divine preparation for this exact time in your life. Type Amen 495 to get blessings. Do not be surprised if, in the days before you open it, strange alignments occur, old friends calling unexpectedly, dreams that seem to whisper clues, or sudden bursts of memory you thought were lost. These are heaven's way of priming your spirit, ensuring that when the moment comes, your heart is soft, your mind is sharp, and your hands are steady. And here is the most important truth, heaven says you will not open this box alone. Whether in the physical or in the unseen realm, you will be accompanied. Angels will stand guard over this sacred unveiling. The peace you feel will confirm that the time is divinely sanctioned. You have been entrusted with a legacy not just to keep, but to activate. What you do with what you find will echo through your family line for generations. You are not just unlocking a box, you are unlocking a chapter of destiny that heaven has been waiting to write with you. The key is ready. The time is now. When you lift that lid, let your first words be a prayer of gratitude, for you are stepping into a sacred trust that only you could fulfill.